everyone, welcome back. My name is Miss Savvy and I work at the Asheboro Public Library. Today I'm helping out the children's room to bring you even more special effects goodness. Today we are going to work on just some fun designs using liquid latex and just kind of playing around, seeing what we can come up with, really working on our inspiration. Just an overview, if you haven't seen any of our other videos that we've done, there will be a link to a playlist down below so you guys can check out the other two videos where we made scars and witch's skin and warts. And today we are going to make a spider web design on, I'm going to do it on the back of my hand, but you can do this on like your cheek or your leg, your arm, wherever you decide to do it. Kind of like a Spider-Man feel. He's my absolute favorite superhero, so this will be really fun for me to do. Just an overview, if you were able to get a special effects makeup bag from the children's room, this thing right here, this is what it looks like. This should have everything in it that you need to do what we are going to do today. If you haven't gotten one yet, go ahead and give the children's room a call. The number will be at the bottom of your screen right here, and see if you can get yourself a special effects makeup bag. In here, you're going to get your liquid latex, your toothpicks, flour, and your cotton balls, and that'll be everything to help you pull off the makeup look that we're doing today. So a quick note about liquid latex is this is latex. So if you have a latex allergy, unfortunately you will not be able to do this makeup look today, and we want to keep you guys safe. So please be sure to check with your parents or guardians and make sure that you don't have a latex allergy. But this is the main thing that we're going to be using today. It basically looks like glue, but it dries clear or yellowish so that you can make really cool designs on your face. The other things that we're going to be using is just a simple toothpick to help us create our design, a cotton ball to apply our powder. I have regular powder here, but you guys are going to get flour, which works just as well. So if you have a toothpick, a cotton ball, and flour at home, all you would need to do, if you can't get our goodie bags, if we run out for some reason, is go to Walmart, CVS, Walgreens. They usually have these. You can get this giant thing of liquid latex for like $10, and it lasts you a really long time. So those are all the things that you're going to need in order to do what we are doing today, and that's all you need for the previous videos that we've worked on. And if you got the special effects makeup craft bag from the children's room, it has everything you need in it already. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we are going to be making a spider web on the back of our hand, and I'm really excited about this one. So I'm going to go ahead and take my liquid latex, and you guys don't have to do this because if you got the goodie bag from the children's room, it will already be in a little container. Just make sure that when you're done with it, you put the lid back on it so that you can keep your liquid latex for as long as possible. For this, you really don't need a lot depending on how big you want your spider web to be. I'm going to teach you guys about building up today, which means either making it flatter design on your skin or one that's going to kind of stand up like we did with the wart and the scar. Okay, so I just have a very tiny bit. See, it doesn't even fill up the bottom of my bowl, but I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit on my toothpick. And the first thing we're going to do, I'm doing it on the back of my hand just so I can show you guys and get up close with it, is we are going to create just a really tiny dot right in the middle of where we want our design. So if you're doing this on your cheek, on your forehead or whatever, this dot is going to be your starting point, okay? And please remember that liquid latex is a liquid until it dries. So if you decide to do this up here or something, please, please, please be careful and don't let it drip into your eye. If you do it somewhere on your cheek, don't let it drip in your mouth or your nose or anything like that. We want you guys to be careful when you're working with this, okay? So next, we're going to take our toothpick. See, I still have just a little bit on there. And from this starting point, we're going to draw a line coming out just like that. Okay, and you're going to do a few of those. So let me go ahead and do a few of those and you can see kind of what I'm talking about. But these will be kind of like the stems of our spider web. I guess that's the right word. I'm not really sure the correct terminology, but you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Sorry if I'm a little jumpy, you guys. There is a stink bug flying around my room right now, and he just I think he flew into my light up there, and he is noisy. He keeps scaring me, and now I have no idea where he is. So that's terrifying. Happy Halloween. So one thing you can do is start out kind of like this. It looks either like an X or a cross depending on however you did it, or a T. So you can start out with your 4 lines, and then in between each of those lines you can kind of make another line, and you can make this as big or as little as you want. You really just have fun with it, okay? So this is what I have so far. It kind of looks like a little snowflake. It's already drying, which is super good, which means you can do this fairly quickly. And now that we have this, it's kind of a messy snowflake. My liquid latex is giving me a little bit of trouble today, but we are going to work with it, push forward. So next thing we're going to do, I'm going to flip my toothpick over and see if that maybe helps getting a cleaner edge. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the design of the spider web. This is going to be a little bit tricky, but I have confidence in you guys. I know you guys can do this. And you can pull up a picture of a spider web online or in a book that you have, and just kind of look at what they do. But, oh, I'm going to see if I can do this backwards so I can show you guys what I'm doing. So, tricky. Okay. So this is what I'm doing. I'm making these little in-between bits, you know, really starting to get the design of the spider web going. And they kind of are like little U-shaped, point down towards the center of your spider web. I could really use a spider right now to catch the stink bug for me. I can hear him, but I can't see him. So see, kind of like this one right here, it's just a little U-shape that goes between each line of the spider web. And you're just going to do that all the way around until you have something that looks like this. Now this looks really messy, you guys, but I promise, hang in there, it's gonna look great when we are all done. And a little bit goes a long way with this design and liquid latex, you guys. You want your lines to be a little bit thinner. I think that's the trouble that I'm having with mine today, is they're a little bit thick, and so they're all kind of sticking and mushing together. But this is what we have so far. A little sad, but we're getting there, okay? So next we're going to do the same little U-shapes right next to the ones that we already did. So let me show you what I mean. It's really hard to do and show you guys. I'm so sorry. So we're just going to kind of do that again. Okay, just like that. You're going to do that all the way around, making sure that your lines all match up together. Like I've said before, you guys, practice really makes perfect with this. So if you want to practice before you do this for the final time on Halloween, you can really play around with it. That's my favorite part of special effects makeup, is knowing that once I start, if I mess up or if I really just don't like my design, I can always do it again. All right, and as I'm going around, you guys, this is what we have so far. So we've done our second layer of webs. As I'm going around and I'm seeing the yellow parts, so the parts that are dry, like up here, down here, kind of in the middle areas, the parts that aren't white are your dry bits. And I'm going back over them and just following the same exact line and really building up that little layer and just making my spider web more defined and more 3D on the back of my hand, okay? But be careful, because if it's not dry, and you accidentally go over it, we've talked about this before, you can accidentally pull up your whole design. Oh, just like that. I just got it stuck in there. So you see this little ball right here? That's going to be a little bump in our design, but we can fix that later. And I'm really using a very sparse amount of liquid latex, a very small amount every time I'm doing this and going back in, so that I don't get anything too clumpy or something that's really going to bleed and make a mess. And now we can do our final U shape in our spider web and connect the top bits. So see this line right here, we're connecting the tops of our spider web. See that? You can just go around and do that with all of them, just like we've been doing. Still looking for that stink bug. I can't even see him, but I know he's I'm just waiting to look up and see him sitting on my little iPad stand over here. Alrighty, so I've gone all the way around my spider web, and this is what we have. It's a little bit messy, but I still think it's going to come out great. And like I've said before, you guys, if you really don't like how it turns out, you can always take it off, start over. This one's, it dries super quick, so you guys can do this as many times as you want. In this little area here, this U is pretty big, so I could even add one more line coming through the center right there, just to kind of give it a little more structure, if you know what I mean. Alright, so we're going to let this dry, and I'll come back and we'll see what it looks like, if we want to add another layer, if it's 3D enough, or if we want to go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, you guys, I still have not found the stink bug, but I can hear him moving around in my room, so I'm keeping an eye out. I think he's in these lights that are right next to me, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, this is what our kind of sad spider web looks like right now. We've had a little issue down here where it's just too close to the part of my hand that bends, and it's just not drying all the way, or it's not drying very nicely. So what I'm going to do now is take a clean toothpick, one that does not have any liquid latex on it, and I'm just really going to go back over some of these spots and make this just a little more three-dimensional. But to also be careful of any spots that might not be 100% dry yet. So I don't know if you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go over like this spot that's a little flatter at the top, whereas the bottom is very, very thick. Kind of go like that just a little bit. See? Some of my U shapes are thicker on one side than the other. And you know, that's how it goes. That's just how liquid latex lays sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta go back over it, and that's okay. And sometimes it's even better going over it a second time, because that first time, if something wasn't quite right or just how you like it, and you get to go over it a second time and make it more defined or three-dimensional, sometimes that's really all it needed in the first place, you know? So like this little bit over here, these three little U shapes, they did not look great to begin with, but now that I've gone back over them, I think they look a lot better. And I'm able to really make it more of a defined U shape and less of a just straight across line. I really hope. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Just kind of like that. The lighting might not be the best either, but this is really a close-up kind of video. You kind of got to be right in it to see what's going on, but I'm doing my best. So we're going to kind of go around like this spot. Just add a little bit more, just like that, okay? You can kind of go back and add points to your lines that come off from the center. So you can add that little point right there and just help define your spider web just a little bit more. So what I'm doing now is really just going in, adding more detail, more defined lines, more adding some thicker lines to some areas that just dried a lot flatter than we want, putting some points on my spider web just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. And it's looking really good, you guys, it really is. Okay, this is what we have so far. You can see the white spots are spots that are, you know, newly touched up, and they're going to take a minute or two to dry, but it is looking very nice, very, very 3D. Looks great on the back of my hand. I feel like I'm turning into Spider-Man as we speak, and I love it. So guys, while I'm doing the rest of this, I just want to remind you, if you guys decide to do any of the makeup looks that we've done for this season, please send them into the Facebook page, the library Facebook page. We want to see them. We want to show you guys off. We want to share how talented you guys are with the rest of the community. And we also, it just makes our day. We miss seeing you guys in the library. And if you show us how amazing your special effects makeup turns out, we would love to see that. It would just make our day. So guys, send it in to the Randolph County Facebook page. We'll link it below. I'll put a little thing down here at the bottom that tells you where you can send your pictures. And yeah, we would just love to see what you guys are up to. We miss seeing you guys in the children's room every day. Oh, See, I can hear him, but I have no idea where he is. And he sounds like I saw him when I came in, and I decided to just be nice and let him be. He wasn't bothering me at the time, but now I don't know where he is. Alright, so this is what we have so far. I just kind of went over a few places, touched them up. It looks a bit of a mess because different parts are more dry than others, but I will show you guys the final result in just a few minutes. Alright guys, so our spider web is pretty much dry. There's still a few spots like this one right here that are just going to take a little bit longer because they're so thick. But I think I'm going to stop mine here. It stands up off my skin just a little bit, but I really like it. You guys are more than welcome to continue to build yours up and make it as big and 3D as you would like, but I'm really happy with how this looks. Alright, so our next step after we finished our spider web and we are happy with how it looks is to mattify it. So we're going to take our cotton ball or a brush or anything that you have to apply your powder with, dip it into our powder, knock off any extra that we have. We don't want a whole lot, but we want enough to make it matte. And then right over top, just going to pat, pat, pat. You can kind of blow away the extra. You can brush it off if you have a brush with you. But this will kind of take the shine out of the liquid latex. I'm going to use a different powder that I have. I do not have the flower that you guys have, but I think that works better, honestly. Ooh, goodness, that was, oh, I don't know if you can see how it just came up like that. Ooh, goodness. But sometimes you need a lot. Don't be afraid to add more until it is the way that you want it to look. If yours doesn't puff up like mine does. So see, I have a ton of extra powder all over mine. That is okay. I want it to look matte. It's a spider web, but also it's a spider web. Some spider webs kind of shine in certain lights, so you can leave yours shiny if you want to. So I'm just gonna brush away all my extra. Oh my gosh, if you guys could see the powder flying off the back of my hand. Alright, so that's what it looks like now. It is no longer shiny. I think it looks great. And so now what you guys can do, if you went out to Walmart or CVS or Walgreens or anything like that and you got one of these paint palettes, you can go in with really any color, any design that you want, and you can kind of paint over this. You can make it a black spider web or something like that. This unfortunately is not included in the special effects makeup bag, but they are $5 at Walmart or Walgreens. Some of them are a little more or even a little less expensive if you guys want to pick up one of these to help enhance your makeup look this year. Or if you just have some glitter laying around, like I have this little pot of glitter that I could put on top of it and make it like a sparkly spider web. I think that would look really cool if I just added some glitter in there. You guys, really the possibilities are endless. You can do whatever you want, and that's why I love special effects makeup, is because there's no wrong way to do it. There's no perfect solution to everything you do. Mistakes are welcome and inevitable, so if you do one, it's okay. Also, this is super easy. You can start over as many times as you want. Alright guys, so make sure you send in your pictures if you decide to try any of these out. Make sure to pick up a special effects craft bag from the children's room. Call the number down below so you guys can grab one for yourselves. Everything you need to do any of the videos that we've done in the past month, you get everything in this bag to do those. It's really awesome. The children's room is really amazing for providing this for you guys. Thank you, children's room. So thanks for hanging out with me for the past couple of videos. It's been so much fun, and let me know if you want to see more of these videos next year. I'll try and come up with some more spooky designs and ideas for you guys. Until then, enjoy your Halloween, have a great rest of the year, and we cannot wait to see you guys back in the library. Thanks so much. Bye. I realized that in some of these videos I haven't shown you guys me taking this off, so I decided I would peel this one off with you guys. So this end right here is actually coming up a little bit anyway, so we're just gonna peel that off. Oh my gosh. It's really fun and satisfying to take this off when you're all done. And look at that, no mess. And there's our spider web. Thanks for watching.